Good morning, Tesla family. We are taking a FSD supervised drive from our garage, if we can engage. There we go. From our garage to our primary care physician this morning. Like most drives, we will start off by charging the watch. Make sure the garage went down. It is nice that the garage just opens and closes automatically. It's not just a Tesla thing. Lots of cars do that. Keep the watch charged. Gotta stay on the charger to do that. So Ego pulled out of the garage correctly. Very nice. Turn off sounds on my iPad. We'll be leaving here and making the unprotected left onto Powell Road. Sometimes there's no traffic, and that left is, just as normal as any other left. Last video, got a comment about how there's no traffic at the unprotected left. That's pretty observant. Can't really do much about that. And there was sun in my eyes, like there will be today. We're about 10 minutes to 9 in the morning. Going to be driving east directly into the sun, and that is one of my favorite reasons to have the software engaged, is that it makes it a lot easier to drive into the sun. The sun's not blinding the car as much as it's blinding me. Okay, camera looks like it's working. Hopefully the mic is working. Here comes our left. Now turn left onto West Powell Road. Westbound has no one coming. Eastbound, I can't really see. What's Ego gonna do? It's creeping. And here's where it should just be going. I tapped the accelerator there. It was a little cautious. Obviously, it's better to be cautious than not, but it seemed to be waiting with no cars coming. Strange. Hopefully that feedback gets sent back to the team with me tapping. And it looks like, what route are we going to take here? Is that getting on the highway? It sure does. So it's got us getting on, south on Sawmill, east on 270. Throwaways. That's probably going to be, then get off at 161. Probably going to be our best bet. We'll just let it play out, and maybe we will record the whole time. Maybe we won't. Let's get some tunes going from the Wake Up playlist. Sure to get us a copyright strike or two. I wonder if those copyright strikes affect videos on X. They 100% affect them on YouTube. They get emailed about them. But I've never heard anyone on X talk about receiving less money because they're playing someone's music in the video. This playlist, I will try to link in the description. I typically do. Is just a playlist I put together. It's called Wake Up. It's meant to inspire, and you'll figure the motif out for yourself. But it's essentially a motif of positivity. Good job, Ego. Waiting on our protected right, protected by a light, but it was a right on red. And first, I actually started this playlist from my mother with some pretty basic songs to just try to pick her up when she wasn't feeling her best. And then a friend of mine, the late great Chad Thomas Lewis, RIP 643, was in a bit of a rut at one point. I added some songs that I thought he would appreciate. Of course, he broke my balls because of the Katrina and the Waves song. He basically said he would never take serious any playlist that had Walking on Sunshine on it, which I, of course, thought was blasphemy. And I will defend that stance to this day. And of course, myself, lots of peaks and valleys myself. And this playlist pretty much always helps. I've got it on random right now, and one of my favorites, Nate Roos. What a voice. I'm not even going to attempt to sing an insult to all singers everywhere. So let's just enjoy Nate for a minute. Ego, No Trouble on Sawmill Parkway heading south.
If you're lost in a home, or you're sinking like a stone, carry on. May your past be the sound of your feet upon the ground. Carry on. Carry to think I can cheat it all to make up for the times I've been cheated on. And it's nice to know
I can sing.
I was finding out on the streets. I'm not the best to want to make you lost in the phone. No, you're singing like a stone. Carry on. Lay your past in a sound.
So 2 miles. Wow, this guy, the car next to me, is on his cell phone in his hand. Wow. Excuse the cough there. What a interesting dichotomy here, or juxtaposition, I think is a better word. I'm in a car that's driving itself with eyes and a brain, and my guy is in a car holding a cellular phone up to his ear with one hand and presumably holding the steering wheel with the other hand, although I can't really see his right hand. Toyota Camry, there you go, guy. Holding your phone in your hand. I'm just gonna make an observation. I haven't seen somebody hold a phone in their hand up to their ear in a car in a long time. Like, I can't actually recall the last time that happened. Interesting. So another 1.5 miles of southbound in between the lights. So we hit the highway, and we'll see how Ego does going from Sawmill on to 270. Definitely a busy intersection, busy highway. We've done it before, and it's done it fine. But it's always dynamic. I'd be curious to see if Ego chooses to get over right now. One, the lane we're in is slow, and the other lane is open. And two, we do need to get in the left lane to make our turn in 1 mile and change. But I'm just gonna let it play out. Ego's doing its thing, and we are on schedule to arrive 13 minutes early for our appointment. Let's talk about the importance of regularly going to your doctor and regular checkups, blood work. My good friend just pointed out, he was sharing some of his stuff from his physical, and it made me realize that I hadn't gotten my physical since 2021. I don't know how that was even possible. I went to the doctor for strep in 22, and maybe somehow I conflated that with like getting a checkup or something, and then just missed it in 23. It inspired me to make the appointment, and then my buddy said, hey, have the doctor order the blood work ahead of time. That way, because typically, I would get the blood work ordered at the physical, and I'd leave the physical and then have to go get the blood work. And he's like, how do you get to talk to your doctor about it? It's much better to have it done ahead of time, and then you have something to talk to your doctor about when you both can look at the results together. And I thought that was profound and great advice. So I did just that, and my doctor's office got right back to me, ordered the blood work. All I had to do was fast, overnight, and pretty simple because I don't really eat in the mornings anyway. Went on I think last Wednesday, got it done, and before the end of the day, it was all, Ego's finally getting over, there we go. It was all synced with my chart, synced with Apple Health in my apps on my phone, and I love it. I love the historical look, see all the trends of the data. And then this morning, on 7:30 in the morning, 2 hours before my actual appointment, my doctor reviewed the blood work and already commented on it. So now when I see him, we'll get to actually discuss this, just like Saurabh had suggested. So really great piece of advice there. I've actually, again, at his suggestion, I'm going to ask my doctor about blood work twice a year to really just establish a nice baseline, a nice pattern. So this was May. Maybe I'll go back in November. Of course, all the bad eating of the holidays won't be really captured it there, but I can just try to not eat as bad, I guess. I'm going to ask my doctor about getting this twice a year, if that'd be cool. Don't know if it's expensive or if insurance covers it or how that works. But I'm excited to have something to talk to him about. For those of you that are wondering, the blood work came back exceptional. His comments were, blood work looks great. Keep up the great work, which blew me away. Don't get me wrong. I try to focus on health, and I try not to eat like a pig. But I didn't expect the blood work to come back kind kind of so money, and everything was just money. Everything was in the green and looked good. He didn't have one single category that he's worried about, which was nice. So now we go in, make sure we get the BMI where it needs to be. This will be the first time I've looked at my weight in a number of years. I haven't actually looked at my weight probably since, I don't know. I haven't stepped on a scale since my last physical or last doctor's appointment. I don't really weigh myself. Out of my favorite poem, The Desiderata, I get a line that I can apply to weighing myself, that if I do so, I either become vain or bitter. No good ever comes. I used to weigh myself regularly. I had the Withings wireless scale. It synced up to the phone and all that, and I would think I was doing well, and I would be up 0.2 of a pound or something. And I would be all bummed out, or like maybe I wasn't. I was off my game. I wasn't exercising a lot. I was. Is that a Cybertruck behind us? Let's switch to rear view camera. Oh, there's a Cybertruck approaching us on the right now. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Waving to Mr. Cybertruck. Got his temp tags on. What up, Cybertruck? I'll definitely have to clip this one for the fans. Oh man, is he getting on the same highway as us? Of course he is. He's way up there. Ego, you chose the wrong lane, buddy. Well, if we make this lane, maybe we'll see him on the highway. Make this light, I should say. All right, Ego. So how about this? I'm just sitting here blabbing, and I don't know if any of the viewers are recognizing that the car is just doing all the driving. I haven't even mentioned that we just went south on Sawmill Parkway for 2-3 miles, made a left at a protected red in a double left-hand turning lane to enter the highway, and here we are now on the highway with Ego having a semi on our right, tons of cars on our left, the truck in front of us, me having both hands on the wheel, eyes forward, but this is, whoa, okay, that was interesting. So, I don't know if the video is going to capture that, but it did a little stutter right there. It did a little stutter that was not comfortable. But it kept driving, so that's good, because there was a semi behind us, and if the stutter was a stop, we might have gotten run over. So here we go, on the highway, up to 74 miles an hour, and just need to get out of this lane. Hopefully Ego knows to do that naturally, because there is a car behind us approaching pretty quickly, and this lane that we are presently in will turn into an exit lane. So it looks like the car that's behind us has now moved over. We have plenty of room to get over. Will Ego get over for us properly? Oh, what a song. We'll turn this song up here in a sec. Closing out the thought on health. Make it a priority, guys. Make it a priority. Whether you like Elon Musk, hate Tesla, love Elon Musk, love Tesla, check that, reverse it. I don't know what I said. No matter what, your personal health should be a priority, right? It's all you've got. Mental health, physical health, maybe it's 1A, 1B, 1B, 1A. How about that? I was wrong. This lane does not get off. Wow. So Ego knows a little bit more than me, and I've only been living here for 30 years. Jesus, Nick. I'm reading Starting Strength right now, and he makes a great point about physical strength being number one priority. I think that it's 1 and 1A with mental health and physical health, because if you're as strong as can be but you're weak mentally, it's hard to make a case for that being optimal. But if you're a fortress mentally, and your body is frail, and physically you can't support your children, or lift a heavy box or something like that, carry a dresser up the stairs, right? That's no good either. So yeah, 4 or 5 chapters into Starting Strength. Really enjoying it. I highly recommend it. It's probably going to make my required reading list, but we will hold off on that call until I finish. And I should start posting required reading these links into these videos, just in case there's a chance they've reached somebody, touched somebody. Anytime somebody quotes my mantra or says, "Hey man, you suggested a book, and I read it, and blah blah blah, changed my life," or I took this one tip from it. A lot of times with me with books, I'll get one little thing here, one little thing there, and there are things that can change my life. We'll give an example here. Dr. Becky, Good Inside. Dr. Becky says 2 things can be true. Simple, but so profound and just so wonderful. she uses it in the context of parenting. Your toddler is whining that they want ice cream for breakfast. You're not allowing them to have ice cream for breakfast. Two things can be true. Right? They're allowed to whine and be upset about it. And you're allowed to do your duty as a grown up and keep them keep the unhealthy food away from them at that moment. And two things are allowed to be true. And you can apply that to so many aspects of life. Next time you're anything, work, personal, whatever, maybe struggling with something or having a conversation with somebody, see if two things can be true applies. Might be surprised. What do we got here? Sean Paul. I think this is a guaranteed copyright strike. This one I think has played before. Good tune though. Let's hear a little bit. Got eastbound on 270. Ego has been driving since we left the house. Good morning. So we had 4 more miles on 270. Ego just shows you get to the fast lane. Oh, I forgot this stack doesn't have that auto setting. So it's capped at 75 max here, which is interesting. I really wish it had auto on the highway. Am I rushing or am I dragging? I feel off. I think I'm dragging. Didn't feel it. Good tune. What's next? Wake up playlist. Hit us with something good. Spoiler, they're all good because I curated this list. Think I'm just a no, put them up on the shelf. Just a little bit of colors and beats. And I'm coming out of I'm a rebel, just a bitch. I've been feeling it since 1966. I've been over now, but I'm feeling still. I love that rundown, man. That's a sick little. I'm a rebel, just a bitch. Nothing can be like it's 1986. I've been over now. Alright, so that's interesting. So Ego just like slowed down to 68 in the left lane. It must have maybe like 1.6 or 1.5 miles is like a cutoff. Because we could have just kept going faster than this white car and eventually got over to the right, but it wanted to go behind it. It's slow down and go behind it, which is fine. I guess as a human, I've done both. I mean, in a Tesla, I don't think I was just sped up and got around him. But our exit is 1 mile away. We are 6 minutes, 5 miles from our destination this morning in beautiful New Albany, Ohio, where I go see my doctor and hopefully get a clean bill of health. Can't stress it enough, though, guys. I'm 43. Lost my best friend last year at the age of 42. He went to sleep one night and didn't wake up. Brain aneurysm. On one hand, it's terrible that we lost him, right? I mean, there's no positive. There's no net positive there. Some of the things that give me solace are knowing that there was no pain or anything. It was instant, and it was predetermined in 1980. He was born, and there was nothing anyone could have done to stop what had happened on January 10th, 2023. And believe what you will in the universe. Maybe you have a God, maybe you don't. I think having a personal, belief system and ethos is important, and keeping it to yourself is also important. That said, go to the doctor, ask questions, take your health seriously, get checked up. Right? I'm doing this for my kids. If I go, if I throw the nut low and I if I break even, I'm okay with that. But I don't want that for my children. So maybe it's selfish, maybe it's not. I don't know. But that's why I'm taking a 45-minute drive to, or whatever. Maybe it'll be a little less. To the doctor to get checked up and making a video. Wake up. Where we at? Oh, pretty appropriate song here. And we are in heavy, heavy Monday morning rush hour traffic on I-161. George Harrison, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, the Beatles. This is one of Harrison's finest. Guy didn't get a lot of credits, didn't write a lot of their tunes, but the ones he did were pretty amazing. Slow down, ego. So, like I said, traffic on the highway. We are getting off on, no, okay, we're staying straight on 161 for another half mile, then getting off Hamilton Road about a mile after that. And the sun is right there. You guys can't tell. So I don't know if it's affecting Ego's cameras or not. Sorry, Beatles. I'll lower you a little bit. I definitely don't like being next to this car like this truck. A friend that's a professional in the trucking industry said never be next to trucks on the highway. That was his advice. So never be next to trucks on the highway. Yikes. Oh. Okay, another interesting little kind of slowdown there. It didn't keep accelerating. Maybe now it's feeling a little bit better because now it kicked us up to 69, and we are exiting in a mile. So we will see. Excuse me. These allergies this time of year. I've never been allergic, and lately it's these last couple of years. Can you get allergies as you get older? Is that a thing? Question from my doctor today. A lot of road work over here on 161. I haven't been over here in a bit. I don't know what they're doing, but everything on the right is under construction. Okay. Ego put the turn signal on, then took it off, then put it back on, and now it's getting us over, but like into the pocket of this Wagoneer. I hate that move. Ugh. I don't like merging toward a car when I'm in their pocket. This woman's like looking at me. You have to slow down, Ego. We got to get off. We got a chance of missing our exit. Definitely don't want to do that. Oh, how about both lanes exit? That's convenient. We are making a right off the exit, so we're going to need to be in the other lane, and I think Ego knows that. Changing lanes to follow route. You have to slow down, Ego. Henry Christ. Okay. Did it all, and it did it kind of how I would have done it, but because I didn't know that it was going to do well, it was a little nerve-wracking. Like, I would have probably been just as close to these cars at the same 45-mile-an-hour speed, whatever. But it's still, having the robot drive and not knowing if the sun is affecting it, I don't know, man. It's a little nerve-wracking. Exhale. We are here. At a red light. No turn on red except from right lane. So if we get an opening, we can take it. So we're visualizing. The doctor's office is just over here. So there's a pretty good chance it gets us there, guys. Garage to parking spot. How about last video? Somebody, one of the critiques was that it didn't park itself or something like that. Like, yeah, you got me. This thing just drove me 30 minutes, 20 miles, whatever. By itself, guys. Right? I never disengaged. Look at this yellow light. It's stopping at this yellow light. I might have been inclined to try to rush through it. Humans want to, rush through lights. It stops. And when I'm allowing it to drive, I'm allowing it to be safer than a human. I mean, wow, here we go. I thought it looked like a Tesla dealership in front of there. A bunch of Teslas. It's just a couple at this charger. So my doctor drives a Tesla. At least he did last time I saw him. And I think he had these chargers installed just for himself. So we are turning left into the doctor's office. There's our Tesla chargers right up there. We're just going to let Ego go, see what it does. Wow. Wow, no way. No way. What, did you just know there was Teslas over there? You wanted to park by them? Wow. Wow. Even more electric. Wow. More chargers.
Your destination is on the left.
I mean, it's just taking me, it's basically taking me to the front door. This is kind of robo-taxi style. So that says do not enter. Make sure it does not enter. Look at this. Wow. Okay. Wow. I mean, navigation on autopilot ending. Terrific. So that is from my garage directly to my doctor's office. Powell, Ohio to New Albany, Ohio. 0 interventions. And you know what? I don't need to charge, so I'm not going to take up a spot from someone in the charging parking lot. Instead, I'm going to engage auto park right here and see what happens. But yeah, you can see those 2 Teslas up there. Oh no, there's a car behind me. Is he gonna? Oh, what are you doing, guy? I'm literally backing up into this spot. Yeah, thank you. Oh boy. Well, so this is interesting. So a car rushed up on me. I should probably disengage auto park, but I was very clearly parking here before he rushed up into this aisle, and then he like tried to hit me as I was backing into this spot. Of course, he just backed up and went a different way, so he's not happy. So that's kind of an example of maybe auto park being slow, but at the same time, as we saw on camera, I was initiating a move to back into a spot when somebody else pulled into the aisle and essentially pulled up onto my rear. I bet they were looking at their phone. So very slow auto park, not ideal for a situation where a lot of cars are waiting on us. It did get in here like a glove, which is great, and I don't feel bad about that. But you know, if there was like 10 cars waiting, that would have been pretty rude. So that is Tesla full self-driving 12.3.6 getting us from the garage to the doctor's office. And wish me luck, guys, going for a good bill of health. One of the things us Tesla owners do is it sucks that we have to hit 2 buttons. Elon, if you're listening, I mean, can this be a default setting? We have to hit a button here to bring up this screen, and we have to hit this button keep. What that does is that keeps the climate running in the car. So even though the sun is just beating onto my car, I mean, I'm facing east, and this sun is, boom, right? It's heating this car up. I have it set at 68. So it's just going to stay at 68 the entire time I'm in the doctor's office. It uses very minimal energy to do that. We're talking pennies, if that, and it keeps the car cool. When I get out, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about start my car or pre-cool my car while I'm leaving the doctor's office. I would forget that every time. I would forget it. It's just not top of mind. So instead, now I've done it now. I've trained myself that anytime I stop, I hit the keep climate on button and get out of the car. And it keeps my car nice and cool in days like this, keeps it warm in the winter. And it's just a really nice, underrated feature. I wish if Tesla was listening, I could make it a default option. You know, just keep climate on whenever I leave car, as long as battery is above whatever percent. And then I don't have to hit those buttons. Best process is no process. And I'd prefer to not have to hit two buttons to keep it on. So thanks for watching, and we will get another video up soon. Peace.